TFA fam, welcome in. It is week 9 already. We have some active, some inactive, some pitch counts. Tua just got announced that he is out, so got a lot to get through. The chat is already lining up with questions. We appreciate you guys. If you are new to the channel, please hit us with a sub if we are helping you out at all. Kev, you brought home the ship yesterday. Let's bring home some dubs for the TFA fam today. Ashton is kicking things off. Landry or Sanders?
Going Jarvis Landry. I mean, I think you could probably expect something. I think he probably sees at least 25% of the targets in this, with now OBJ gone. And I think they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit. And so I think Jarvis Landry is a solid, wide receiver too this week.
I like Landry as well, and their slot corner that he's going to be going up against has been letting up a bunch of yards this week. Ashton has 2 here that he needs as well. Shenault, Baywards, Landry, or Kirk. So we're locking in Landry.
I think I'm going to go Bryan Edwards. I just don't think you could play Laviska Shenault. I mean, they're just not utilizing him the way they should. They're just telling him to go run a bunch of go routes, which doesn't make any sense for his skill set. Like, he's one of the best yards after the catch wide receivers in the league, and they don't utilize him that way. It's Urban Meyer, once again, being Urban Meyer. And then Christian Kirk.
It sounds like we're going to be without Murray and D-Hop in that game.
And I just can't trust Colt McCoy, hitting him on the deep. I think Chase Edmonds and Rondell Moore are excellent plays today. So I would probably go Bryan Edwards and Jarvis Landry.
Me too. I threw Chase Edmonds in a couple DFS lineups as well. Michael Brown, who should I start at flex? Eli, Tony, or Claypool in a full PPR?
I think I would go Elijah Mitchell, but it's close because he's on. I don't know what they're going to do with him because there's talks about, is he going to be on a snap count? He has a rib injury. How much to utilize him? They have other running backs they could use.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I think I'm going to go with a little bit of a safer option, and I'm going to go with Kadarius Toney. Without Sterling Shepard, I think he sees a lot of targets in the slot, which is where you want to target the Raiders. And so I'm going to go Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, I'm going to go Toney as well. Off to a great start here. Very, very just in lockstep. Crip, D-Hop, Boston Scott, Damian Harris. Imagine lumping in D-Hop with these options. It doesn't look like D-Hop's going to play either, so we're down to Scott and Harris. And I'm going to go Boston Scott.
Yeah, I think I am too. Just a better matchup. You have this
Much
game,
better matchup.
The New England game, and it feels like a game that should be, he should see 20 carries, but I don't know. I think with Christian McCaffrey back today, which is amazing that he's going to be back. I know there's some talk that he's going to be limited, but I don't know. It's tough with that because you don't know what that means. You know what I mean? Like, and so like, I think with Christian McCaffrey back, it kind of restores this offense back to what it was pre his injury, which was one of the better offenses in the league at the time. And so with that, I just don't think I can trust Damian Harris. He does not get any work in the passing game with being full PPR. I'd rather go Boston Scott.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Harris as well. Uzi wants to know Tua or Cousins. Tua is out, but even if he were in, I still would have said Cousins in this spot. I like that game a lot with Baltimore and the Vikings. Another question here for Uzi: Mooney, Higgins, Preston Williams.
This is where we're at. I mean, so I'm not playing Preston Williams. I'm not playing Rashard Higgins. I guess it would be Darnell Mooney.
I think Higgins is sneaky, but I'm not starting him this week. I want to see it first because Donovan Peoples-Jones is obviously there. He's their big play guy. Baker has had a rapport in previous years with Higgins, but I'm going to go Mooney here. I think the Steelers can let up some bigger plays in the back end of their defense, so I'm going to go Mooney over the other three.
Yeah, I would go Mooney. I mean, I just think there's other wide receivers that I just like more. If you want, I mean, if you're down in that range, I mean, I think like a guy like Nico Collins would make a lot of sense, especially with Tyrod back in a game. They're going to be trailing. I'm sure he's somebody that's kind of widely available. I kind of low key like Terrace Marshall. Sam Darnold's playing. Terrace Marshall, is back this week. He's out of concussion protocol. And like I said, I just think with CMC back, I think it opens up the offense. So I would, if any of those guys were available, those were the guys I would like. I still would go Mooney, but if you had these guys on your roster, I would probably look at like dropping Preston Williams for a Terrace Marshall, or somebody like that.
Yeah, still riding with Mooney for this week, but I do agree on dropping somebody like Williams and picking up some of those other options. Tam rocking with us as always. One wide receiver and a flex and a half PPR. Start with the receivers: AJ Brown, Robert Woods, Mike Williams, Judy. So looks like Tam is worried about AJ. He's questionable, but looks like he's going to play. Same thing with Woods. Mike Williams on the decline. Who do you like here out of the receivers?
AJ Brown for sure.
Yeah, still going AJ Brown.
And then
flex those receiver options plus D'Ernest Johnson and Darrell Williams in the fold.
It's still tough with Mike Williams because he's had like a sub 15% target share like the last 3 weeks. And a lot of it's because it's weird what they've done with him. They reverted him back to kind of how they utilized him last year. Like the first 3 weeks of the year when the offense was looking great, they were, he wasn't just a, run a 9 route but that's what they've done with him in the last 3 or 4 weeks. They just sent him deep and he's not really running any like a refined route tree and it's killing him. And right now, I mean, with Mike Williams, it's like, and this is not a great matchup for him to do that because the Philly is a too high, safety defense that they try to keep everything underneath. They do not allow anything deep. And if that's how they're going to continue to use Mike Williams, it just makes them tough to trust, right? I don't know why they decided to change it back after the way things went with them the first 3 weeks, but that's kind of where we stand. And so it's much closer than it should be. It's really between Mike Williams, Robert Woods, and Judy. I'm not playing one of the running backs over them. I'm going to go Robert Woods.
Again, I agree. Not much disagreement here so far on, but yeah, I'm going Woods there as well. It doesn't really seem like he was in any danger of missing this game. Kind of just seemed like they were just taking precautions with him, and he should be ready to go. RD rocking with us. Any reason to rush out and start Montgomery? If so, start one Claypool or Van Jefferson full PPR.
I would not.
No.
I have no idea how much he's going to play.
Or if he does.
Yeah. And
that's a Monday game too.
They talked about it. They're going to work him in slowly. The way Khalil Herbert has played, I don't see any reason for them to go out there and give him 20 touches in this matchup. So, no. I would go Claypool.
Yeah, I would go Claypool. And if you're starting both of them over Demon, I would do that. Debro rocking with us. Karn here as well. Kind of just touched on this, but Dustin wants to know, should I be worried about Bobby Tree's injured foot? I'm more worried about his role in this offense than I am the injured foot, but it seems like he should be good to go. So you're plugging him in and playing him. Andrew needs 2 out of this group: Manny, D-Hop, Ayuk, Bateman, Jeff Wilson in a PPR. So we're not doing D-Hop.
You just can't Without, I mean, it doesn't sound like he's going to play. And if he does, I don't know. I mean, how much he plays.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Ayuk.
I'm going to go Manny and Bateman.
Well, so with Debo, there's also talk about him. They don't know how much he's going to play. Same thing with because he has a calf injury.
Right.
And so I kind of like Ayuk. And so I'm going to go Ayuk and Manny Sanders.
It makes sense wanting to go with Ayuk. I don't know. Just snake bitten.
I like Rashad Bateman too as well. I mean, this isn't, an answer. I think it's really close between all three of them. I would love to play all three of them. But yeah, I can't sit Manny Sanders. I know he had that goose egg last week, but I don't think that's something to expect moving forward. And they're just nut matchup against the Jaguars. So
and Beasley's banged up too.
Yeah. So I would go Manny and Ayuk, but I don't hate Bateman either. So if you want to go Bateman, I don't mind that.
Yeah. Double M, Galladay, Devontae, Jacoby. Is Galladay playing? I did not see that.
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay. Still not trusting him. I'm going to go Devontae and Jacoby.
Yeah, I'm going to go Devontae and Jacoby Myers.
I want to see Galladay make it through a full game before I throw him into my lineup. CHB wants to know, is PJ Walker a good speculative add to stash? I would not. He's Darnold's going to be out of the concussion protocol next week. I think he was getting in some limited practices, which is a good sign, but obviously didn't clear to make it in time to be fully cleared from the concussion protocol. So I wouldn't, unless you're like in a desperate 16 team super flex kind of league. I would not be looking at adding PJ Walker because he's going to be a 1 week play.
Sam Darnold's playing today.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Sam Darnold started. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, Sam Darnold's playing.
I didn't think he cleared.
Yeah, he's playing as of this morning. Yeah.
Well, then
2 hours ago.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
All right. We needed to get to this. Walito hitting up the chat, wanting to know where. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Right by the candles, just ready for Kev to make sweet, sweet love to the Santa hat. Just setting the mood, getting the mood right. There it is. Christmas hat, baseball cap, Kev rocking with us. Appreciate the support, Walido. Aiden wants to know, what do we expect from CMC? I have no idea. It doesn't make sense to me that you would activate somebody like McCaffrey, someone who's so important to your offense, and then only be wanting to give him a limited workload because that tells me that he's not near 100% healthy yet. And I don't understand why there would be a rush to rush him out either. So I have no idea. If you have CMC, you obviously have some other options in place. So I don't know if I'd be willing to throw him out week 1. I don't know how you feel about that, Kev, but obviously CMC was out. Then he was put on IR. So you should have had some other options and some backup plans in place. So I'm personally not starting him week 1.
Wait. You're not playing him?
I wouldn't, no.
I would 1,000% play him. Just everything you laid out. There's no reason if you're going to play, if he's going to be out there, why even be out there if he's not good to go? And the guy has the highest floor of any running back in the league. He, like I've said, since week 6 of 2019, he's never scored less. He's never been less than a running back 6 in any game that he's played. And so he's 1,000% in play. And it's different in DFS, but even in DFS, I'm playing almost 100% Christian McCaffrey today on DraftKings. And like I said, if he's playing, he's out there, there's no reason to be worried with him.
Hashtag bigger cojones than I. Yvette, Tanny, Teddy, Garoppolo. I'm going to go Tanny.
Oh.
The shine for me with Teddy has started to wear off. Not a bad matchup, not a great matchup. Tannehill obviously going to be forced to throw a little bit more. If we like A.J. Brown, Julio seems like he's healthy. If they can use McNichols the way they did, obviously not to the same extent, but the way against the Jets when they had no other wide receivers. But if they can get McNichols involved, I think that bodes well for him as well.
I would go Tannehill, but what are your thoughts on if you playing somebody like Jacoby Brissett?
I get the matchup is nice. Parker on IR, Will Fuller not back. I don't know. It makes me, with Brissett, it makes me like the over on Jalen Waddle's catches a little bit more. But
I love Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle and Gesicki are both. I love both those guys this week. But yeah,
I'm going Teddy. I mean Tanny.
Yeah, Tannehill.
Tanny. Ton. Kyler Murray 2 leagues. Will he play? It does not seem like it. One league I have Ryan Tannehill. Other league I have Jimmy G as a backup.
Well, the one Tannehill, you don't have to worry about it, right? Because Tannehill doesn't play till Sunday night, so you don't have to, make that decision until a little bit later. And then, I really don't want to play Jimmy Garoppolo.
Neither do I.
Without Kyler Murray, that really pushed the pace of this game. I feel like it could be really slow paced, and I just think there's better options that you could probably pick up off waiver, unless it's like a 2 QB league, which doesn't sound like that it is.
I would rather play Brissett over Garoppolo.
For sure. And I would also rather I'd rather give Jordan Love a look. They're going to be playing from behind. He has athleticism to be, kind of that Konami code quarterback. And so I would rather play Jordan Love over Jimmy G. I just can't get on Jimmy G in a matchup like this. I think Big Ben would be a better option than Jimmy G. I mean, that's kind of Tyrod. If he's out there, I would rather play him. Sam Darnold, I'd rather play him.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle K coming through with the support, as always, every Sunday. Mooney, Bateman, Van Jeff, Rondell, Hyde, Wilson Jr. Need the highest ceiling here in a PPR. Kyle got the 33 points dropped on him by his opponent from JT. So who do you like here?
Rondale, I think, is the highest ceiling. I think you see a lot. If Colt McCoy's playing, I think you see a ton of just short intermediate passes, and I think he would be the guy that's going to see those. We don't have AJ Green. D-Hop looks like he's out. And so, yeah. I think Rondale Moore has the highest ceiling. After that, it'd be Rashad Bateman.
I think if we're just shooting for a ceiling after Rondale, I would go Van Jefferson. But we both agree on Rondale. Van Jeff would be my second option there. Appreciate you, Kyle. Another question here from Mark. Do we still start Herbert with Monty coming back? Yeah, I would, because we don't know what Monty's role is going to be. It seems like even if he does come back, he's going to be limited as well. So if you were in a place where you have to start Herbert, I think you're fine with that. E.T., my Penn State guy coming through. Two people in my league dropped Clyde and Chris Carson, picked them both up. Hope I can use them in a trade package down the road.
So positive and negative here, because CEH, they said it sounds like he's about a week or two away from returning. So that's a good move. Chris Carson, I don't think he plays the rest of the year.
Yeah. But you picked him up off of waivers, so you just drop him back down if that's the case.
Yeah.
That sucks for him. Rollins, Bateman, Harris, Eli in the flex. Full PPR. I'm going to go Bateman.
I'm going to go with Eli.
I'm just not messing around with that rib injury in a gross game to begin with. There was I forget who put out the report. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I can't remember if it was Schefter or not, but Eli's expected to play, but then literally the next sentence was the coaching staff isn't sure how long he'll make it. Like that is just sit him. What
They said the same thing about Debo. They had this exact same report about Debo Samuel.
God. And then Kittle is absolutely on a pitch count. They said looking like they want him to play half the game today.
You know what's funny though? I remember, I'll never forget it, is who was it? They said the same thing about a tight end a few years ago, and they said he was going to be on a pitch count. And it was like, they said he was only going to play I don't know. But they said the same thing, and he played the entire game, and he smashed. Because I remember on DraftKings, it was kind of the debate all week about playing him because he was in a terrific spot. I think it was Vernon Davis, I think is who it was. I can't remember, but I just remember it because they said he was going to be on a pitch count, and he was not on a pitch count, and everybody was. No, it wasn't Vernon Davis. It was the former Washington tight end. It kept getting concussions. What's his name?
Oh.
Look, I know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about too. I can't think. Didn't he get picked up in San Fran for a little bit afterward?
Yeah,
he was a monster. Yeah, he got picked up in. I can't remember the name, but I can remember him.
Jordan Reed.
Okay,
it was right there. Yeah, that's who it was. They said the same thing about him, and then all of a sudden he goes out and just smashes and plays the entire game. Anyway,
so you're still going Eli here?
Yeah, if he's good enough to play, I don't see why. Yeah,
I'm gonna go Bateman in that case. Andrew, NASCAR Fantasy Live, NASCAR Championship. That doesn't mean I don't know what that. That might as well be in a foreign language. Non PPR. That's enough. Non PPR. Do we start CMC? Also have Khalil and Darrell Williams and Chuba.
Yes.
So you're still starting CMC over Herbert and Williams?
I have CMC ranked number 1, so yes.
Woo! Which wide receiver, Waddle or T? And this is a non-PPR.
Really close. Love both of them. I'm gonna go. It's non-PPR. Okay, so I'm gonna go T Higgins then.
Okay, T Higgins for me as well. Tyler Nash, Pollard or Ayuk at the flex.
See what I said? Debo will play, but not sure how long. It's definitely Ayuk.
Yeah, I would go Ayuk here over Pollard.
Yeah, it's not even I think Ayuk. I think is somebody that at least heading into the week was still pretty widely available. I would be adding him because I think this could be the game that he kind of gets it together and really goes off. And so I love Brandon Ayuk.
Look at this, the MVP, the GOAT, TN, dropping that $20 super holla. 'Tis this season. Who do you like here in the flex and a half PPR for Tan? Marvin Jones, Mark Andrews.
Who are you starting at tight end, Tan? That's what I'd be curious about. That you're not starting Mark Andrews, but I would still go Mark Andrews over Marvin Jones. I can't sit Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I would go Mark Andrews as well, especially with Bateman could re-injure his groin. That's what he is questionable with. And then Sammy Watkins can obviously re-injure that hammy. So if both those guys are limited, one of those guys goes out, for the rest of the game. I like Mark Andrews in that spot. I'm gonna leave TN's $20 super hauler just chilling up here for a while. Deserves all the attention it can get. Irna wants to know Lawrence or Taysom Hill in a 2 QB league. I'm not going with Simeon getting the start. I don't know how involved Hill is going to be, so I'm going to go Lawrence there.
Oh man, that is 2 QBs. So there's no other options really.
Right.
Unless maybe you can run out and pick up Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I would start Irna, if you are still rocking with us. I know we're about 20 minutes behind. I would go Brissett over both of them, but it would be Lawrence just because I don't know what to expect from Taysom Hill in this game. Obviously, a much better matchup for Taysom than Lawrence, but if he's only touching the ball 10 times this game, like who knows what to really expect from. I'm going to go Lawrence.
Yeah.
Andrew, PPR, Keenan or Thielen?
Oh man, I'm gonna go Keenan. I think he suits better for what the
Eagles allow defensively.
for what the Eagles want to do, and I think it's another week where he can get peppered with targets. So yeah, I'm going Keenan Allen. It's close. I like both of them, but
yeah, I do like Thielen this week, but Keenan over Thielen. Andrew has another question here for the quarterback position: Tanny, Carr, or Daniel Jones?
Derek Carr.
Man, I thought we were gonna have a disagreement there. I am also going Derek Carr, Kyle Grove in a full PPR, Van Jefferson, Ayuk, or AP. Obviously, in a full PPR, we're not, even if it was standard, we're not going Adrian Peterson. Full PPR, Van Jefferson, or Ayuk.
Ayuk.
I'm gonna go Van Jeff, but it's close. I'm just not ready to let Ayuk back into my heart. It's everything sets up for this to be Ayuk week. Kittle being limited, Debo being limited, but I just think this game is going to be gross overall. I'm going to go Van Jeff. I think he, especially if Woods is going to be limited. I like Van Jefferson. That matchup, Tennessee is just absolutely awful.
Listen, you need to break down the heart or break down the wall, okay, that you have surrounding your heart right now. Break it down.
This is calloused. It's calloused.
Drop your wall that you have, okay?
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Uzi did say that Nico is available. You wouldn't be. I'm trying to think who. Let me scroll back up. Mooney. You're not starting Nico Collins over Mooney, are you? I like Nico as a stash.
Yeah, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be something I would do this week, but I do think that Nico Collins should be rostered more leagues because I think that obviously, rookie wide receiver coming into this year, and they're always going to be playing a negative game script. He's a super athletic wide player, and so he's not something I'm going to start this week over Darnold Mooney. But I think moving forward, he could be a nice flex option for people. And so I do like Nico Collins as a stash.
How do you feel about Zay Jones? Uzi brought up Zay Jones as well. Would you rather have Zay Jones over somebody like Higgins?
No. I think that's a very boomer bust type thing. He seems to be like he's always seems to play like a decent amount of snaps, but he's never really sees any targets. And I know Henry Ruggs gone now, but there's still, you still have Bryan Edwards, you still have Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. So there's still quite a few wide receivers there, and I'm still expecting them probably to bring in somebody else. Whether that's claiming Odell or signing Odell or signing Deshaun Jackson, I think all of those are still on the table.
This one for Carton, Tyrod or Danny Dimes?
I'm going Danny Dimes.
For Marcus on Facebook, Ben, Jalen Hurts, or Simeon?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts for me as well. Looks like a lot of people are hurt with Tua. We got another question here from Ronnie Santana. With Tua hurt, should I start Darnold or Simeon? Is Jacoby Brissett available?
Who's the options?
Darnold or Trevor Simeon?
I think I would go Darnold.
Would you play Brissett over both? I just don't like this matchup for Darnold. I know CMC being back, that's going to alleviate a lot of pressure on that offense, but I just don't like that matchup whatsoever.
Yeah, I think I would go Darnold.
Here we go. Got a kicker question from our guy, Porter. Tyler Bass or Justin Tucker?
I would go Tucker.
Tucker for me as well. Kittle or Patty Fry for Triple Tray?
I'm gonna go Freiermuth. And hey, excellent work to try on that spelling there. That's
Yeah. Hey, there's no bonus points for proper spelling here. Mr. Wong in a flex PPR, Judy Goddard, Darrell Williams. I'm going to go Judy.
I'm going to go Goddard.
I like Goddard too. But I think the Chargers have been pretty solid at limiting tight ends, and they've faced a decent slate of tight ends as well. So it's not one of those ones where they faced absolutely nobody. And I like Judy in that matchup, but Goddard is Goddard's a nice option as well. Speaking of tight ends, JL Bribs, Conklin, or Ertz with no D-Hop?
I'm going to go Ertz.
Yeah, Ertz for me as well, but I do like Conklin in that matchup. But no Ertz. I mean, no D-Hop, no AJ Green. You have, popcorn arm, Colt McCoy. So I'm going to go Ertz. Debo or AJ Brown, where you're going AJ Brown on this one. Walito coming through with the news. James Robinson is out.
I'm sure Urban Meyer has a full-on wood that he gets to start Carlos Hyde.
Yeah. Jacoby, Danny, Tyrod.
Daniel Jones.
Star 2, Jacoby, Herbert, Devonta Smith. Did we already get this one? I think we already got this one, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no, Herbert wasn't in there. I'm going to go Jacoby and Devontae.
I'm going to go Herbert and Devontae.
I just don't love that matchup with the Steelers run D for Herbert. If you threw Tyrod into this mix, Andrew asked this before, but I don't think Tyrod was part of it. Are you starting Tyrod over Carr or Tanny?
No.
Still going. I think we said Carr, correct?
No, I think it was Tannehill. I think.
Oh yeah, we've had a lot of the same core, but yeah, Tanny. Raylan, Elliott Swift, Najee, rest of season.
Najee would be 1. Swift would be 2. And then I guess Elliott would be 3. Swift and Elliott are really close.
Yeah. Najee and then Elliott and then Swift.
I think Elliott has a much safer floor on a weekly basis. Just with the amount of touches he gets, is safe. Where Swift, I think, has just a little bit higher ceiling because of his pass catching upside that he brings. So I think both of them are really close. But if you're looking to trade one, I think you'd be better off trading. I think you could get more out of Zeke. I'm guessing that's what we're asking here for. Maybe.
Yeah. Joe G, PPR started 2, Landry, Beasley, Judy, Mouse.
Landry and Judy.
Same for me. This is obviously a no for you, Kev, since you have CMC at 1. I would go Jacobs. I like the matchup. I think he's a solid start, and like I said, I just let me see it. If this were a case where CMC only missed 1 week and then he's back, and maybe you don't have the options, I would throw in CMC. But again, you probably do have the backup options. I would go Jacobs just for the safety, but Kev is all about that CMC life. So I guess it all just depends on your risk tolerance for the week. And I guess it's dependent on how comfortable and confident you feel in your matchup that you have as well. Big Truz back at it. McNichols, Darrell Williams, Van Jeff, Khalil Herbert. I would go Williams here. Was that a yes?
Oh, yep. Sorry, yes.
Okay. All right. RD, Uzuma or Conklin in a full PPR?
Conklin.
Conklin for me as well. Travis Elkins, CD or Mike Williams? This is a standard league.
I'm gonna go CD.
That one's close.
And Freiermuth.
I'll go Conklin over Patty. Mark wants to know, should I drop Mike Davis for Alex Collins?
Yeah, I think you could.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, neither one I'm going to be rushing out to start on a week-to-week basis. Travis came through with the help, giving us the Jordan Reed answer. Karn, half PPR, 1 flex, 1 wide receiver. So let's start with we're not starting AP. So AP is out of this. 1 flex, 1 wide receiver. Claypool, Tony, Edwards, Judy.
I think you go. Oh, Tony's in there too. I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go Tony and Judy.
You just hate Chase Claypool.
I do.
I think I'm gonna go Claypool and Judy.
They're all close for me. I don't hate Claypool this week, but I like Tony in that matchup, playing from behind in the slot. Much better matchup for him in the slot than outside. Especially with the injuries and Galladay. Not sure if he's going to make it through the entire game or not. But those 3 are close for me. I just lean Tony and Judy. Nick wants to know Hunter Henry or Pat Fry. I think I saw Jonnu was questionable.
Hunter Henry. I'm surprised we haven't got any Albert O questions.
Are you?
I am, because he's a fantastic play today. Fantastic play. I would play Albert O over both those guys.
The knee injury worries me. Limited all week. Which 3 are you going here for Karn? CMC, Gaskins, Williams, Boston, Scotty.
CMC, Gaskins, and Darrell Williams.
We know my thoughts on it, but
you're really gonna play? You're gonna play Boston Scott over CMC?
I just don't want to mess with it. I just don't. That's just my injury risk.
You can't sit. You cannot sit Christian McCaffrey. I mean, even if he is limited, well, what's he limited to? We don't know that answer. Like, you have to treat him like he's playing full allotment of snaps, because nobody knows the answer to that. And so if he is, I mean, he's the best running back in the league, and he's a lock for 20 fantasy points every time he touches the field. Boston Scott may get supplanted by Jordan Howard or Kenny Gainwell, or a team that doesn't want to really run the ball. And this is not a game that they're going to be able to just run the ball like they want, like they did last week. And so there's no way you can sit Christian McCaffrey, because when he drops 35, you just feel like an idiot for sitting him on the bench.
Yeah, true. Yo. We're also throwing Danny Dimes into this mix. I'm going Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I would go Kirk.
Eli or Sutton at the flex and a half PPR for J2. Nice.
I'm going to go Sutton.
All right. There we go. Monty, Hyde, or Kirk at the flex and a full PPR. Yuck, and yuck. I'm going to go Kirk just by default. I can't mess with Hyde in that matchup. Can't trust Monty. I'm going to go Kirk there.
I don't love the matchup either, but he saw 8 targets last week. Carlos Hyde did. And James Robinson's out. I'm gonna go Carlos Hyde, even though I don't love it, but I'm gonna go Carlos Hyde.
Yucky. Last fish coming through on the Twitch. Thoughts on New Orleans in the Survivor League?
That is pretty thin, because when we're talking about, Trevor Simeon back there, I know it's against Atlanta, but Atlanta's good enough to beat New Orleans. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, New Orleans should win, but I don't think it's like just a no doubt, easy pick either.
Yeah, Fish, let us know who else you have. I agree. Despite all of Atlanta's struggles and how bad they have been, they're a touchdown dog, but going up against a defense like New Orleans has, I was expecting like a 8, 9.5 kind of line for that. And it's only 7. Perry asking for next week. Yeah, sorry about that, Perry. Did not get to that just yet. I'll try and answer that one after we hop off the stream. Pitts or Goddard? Who are you going with there?
I'm going Goddard.
I'll go Goddard there too. I don't like that matchup for Pitts. DJ Moore or Cole Beasley?
DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore. Looks like Cole is questionable, so he might be banged up. Obviously have to wonder how often they're going to have to throw in the pace of that game as well. Look at this. Another Penn State fan coming through. Yeah, Jahan Dotson, Kev, I don't know if you saw it or if you were watching the Georgia Mizzou game, but Dotson put up, it's like 11 for 240 and 3 yesterday against Maryland. Just a massive game from Dotson. Can't wait to watch him on Sundays next year. Kyler Howard was expected. Now Tua's out. Ray wants to know, should I pick up Jacoby, roll with Danny Dimes, Jimmy G, or Mac Jones, or Tyrod Taylor? So we're streaming this week for Ray, Jacoby, Danny. We're not playing Jimmy G, Mac, or Tyrod. I'm taking out Mac Jones as well.
I'm going to go Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes. It is Dak or Hurts.
I'm going to go Jalen Hurts.
Is it close for you or no?
It is close, but I just think that with this matchup against Denver, I could see them really just pounding the rock with Zeke. And so I don't know how much high of an upside he has, where I think Hurts, we just know that he's just lock him in for 20 points outside of last week, but I'm not expecting a 44 to whatever it was, 6,
Right.
in this game. So
They're close for me as well. I just think Hurts is going to have to do everything on the ground, which obviously he can. He has been doing up to this point, but the Chargers' pass defense has been pretty stingy for fantasy purposes. So I would just lean Dak there. I think he's a little bit safer, despite what you like. We could also see one of those Dak games where he goes, 250 and 2 kind of thing. I don't know what to really expect from Hurts in that matchup. Dak or Burrow for Lucius?
I'm going to go Dak.
I'm going to go Dak as well. I do like the matchup with Burrow. The one thing that worries me there is the Cleveland pass rush going up against Burrow. I think Cleveland is getting pressure like the 4th highest rate in the league. I like Burrow, but I think Dak is a little bit safer. Gesicki or Conklin, we're both going to go Gesicki there. Lucius also needs 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, and a flex and a half PPR. So let's start with the wide receivers. We got Renfrow, Julio, Tony.
I'm going to go Kadarius Tony.
Tony for me as well. Running back, Jacobs, Mitchell, Darrell Williams, Boston Scott. I like Jacobs.
I'm going to go Darrell Williams, and then in the flex, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs.
You don't like Renfrow?
I don't mind him. I will say there is some concern because we are seeing, we see it a lot with West Coast teams traveling to East Coast and playing in a quick, playing in an early slot game like that. But I just prefer the running backs a little bit more.
Igor, Kirk or Scott at the flex in a PPR? I'm going to go Scott.
Yeah, I agree.
FIFA Flow can only start 1, AJB or Deontay. How much do you love Deontay Johnson?
A lot.
But do you love him enough to start him over AJB?
I cannot. I have to go AJ Brown.
Good morning to you as well, FIFA. Everyday nonsense. Would you pivot from Waddle to Tony?
No, because I think that I think he still sees a lot of targets with Jacoby Brissett, but that's the only thing that would concern me would be if they can get up big and they just run the ball the entire time. Now, I will say with Houston, with Tyrod back, he kind of the way he played, if he can play like he did in the first part of the season, then I don't think that's bad.
Sorry we didn't see this before, Val. Flex spot, Julio or Kittle in a full PPR. I'm going Julio.
Yeah. I'm going to go George Kittle.
Not that Julio is safe, because he could obviously only play half the game as well with his own injury, but I just think we see more passing volume in general for Tennessee than what we do with San Fran. Greg, let us know what other options. Oh, okay. Hyde, Kirk, Montgomery. We already split on this one. Kev likes Hyde. I said Kirk. Not running out to start Monty this week, especially in the matchup coming off the injury. Chosen Rose, Manny, Kirk, Patrick, Judy, Jefferson. We need 2. I'm going to go Manny and Judy here. Ayuk, Edwards, Tajay Sharp. Pick 1.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yes. I'm going to go Ayuk there as well. Higbee or Patty Fry? I'm going to go Higbee there.
I'm Freiermuth.
Already got that one. Yeah, I still go Tucker there. I think we see more points in that game than, or more potential for field goals and not just extra points in that game. Another Higbee, Patty Fry question. We are split on that one, Kells. I think they're both close enough. Chicago has been pretty good against tight ends.
See, I just think though that if you look at Pat Freiermuth, I mean, since Juju's been out, he's seeing a lot of targets, and you just can't say the same thing for Tyler Higbee. He's out there, he's running routes, but I mean, he's not seeing targets, and so he's like the 4th in the pecking order, where you have Pat Freiermuth, who is seeing. I mean, he's right there with kind of Chase Claypool in targets, and this isn't a terrible matchup against Chicago. You want to pass against Chicago. Chicago's pass D is not good. And so, I mean, like I said, the last 2 weeks, I mean, he's been a top 10 tight end the last 2 weeks that he's played, week 6 and week 8. His routes has gone up. His snap share has gone up. And so he's a big time red zone threat for them as well. And so I just love Pat Freiermuth. And I think that he's kind of a locked in top 12 running or tight end the rest of the year. And where, you look at Higbee, who, like I said, is running routes and everything. He's not seeing any production really. He's not seeing a whole hell of a lot of production from it. He's only averaging 8.7 fantasy points per game, despite the fact that he's 7th in routes run, because he's just not really doing a whole lot. I mean, he's seeing a few targets here and there. And he's had one game where he has 8 targets, but other than that, you're looking at a lot of like 5, 4, stuff like that. I mean, where Cooper Kupp is demanding so much of the target share, and then Robert Woods is kind of from there. So I just think that Freiermuth is more of a safe option and somebody that I think is easier to bank on production.
The only reason why I'm a little bit lower on Patty Fry is just the fact that game has a 38.5 point total. Like, I just think we could, potentially see a little bit more volume in that Tennessee Rams game. That's the one thing that concerns me. Like a Monday night game with a 38.5 point total. But moving on to Neil's question: Booker or Moss?
Booker.
They're close for me. I lean Moss, but I don't hate Booker either. Abraham rocking with us. Oh, a new Avi for Abraham. Switching it up a little bit. Pats D or Cowboys D. We're gonna go Patriots D there. Porter. Kyler, Jones, Najee, Adams, AJB. Look at that. There's your Alberto. Jacobs. Connor might not play. Backup is Jones. Jones' early game, Kyler in the afternoon, game time decision. I would just go Danny Dimes.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's nobody. I'm trying to think. I mean,
Even if Kyler plays, I just think that game is going to be gross. No D-Hop, no AJ Green. Like I would still just lean Danny Dimes here.
Yeah, I just think it's safer. Abraham
said could start Kyler and stash Jordan Love. I would still go Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, who's questionable. DJ Moore on the bench. What are you doing with these two?
You're playing AJ Brown.
Yeah, still going AJ.
He's expected to play.
You're not going Waddle. I didn't see that. You're not going Waddle over AJ Brown, correct?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Travis. Thank all of you for rocking with us. If you're not yet subscribed, please do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Josh Gator fan, 3 out of these 5 in a full PPR, and 1 of the 3 needs to be a running back. Scott, Connor, Tony, Claypool, Higgins. Scott is the running back I want.
Yeah.
Tony and Higgins.
Scott. And then, yes.
So we have Blake Jarwin on IR now. Opens things up, makes it a lot clearer for Schultz. Not that it wasn't before, but Jarwin was still, mixed again a little bit here and there. Schultz or Conklin?
I'm going to go Schultz.
I like Schultz here as well. Carlos wants to know our thoughts on Bryan Edwards. How much time do you have, Carlos? we really like him. We have liked him since he came out as a rookie. The matchup, it's not bad. It's not great. Henry Ruggs leaves, I think, Kev, what you said, a 14% target share up in the air. So it's not a massive amount of targets that are being left behind from Ruggs. I want to see it for 1 week. If you have him, he's been riding the bottom of your bench. If you picked him up, you obviously don't need to play him this week. I would wait and kind of see what kind of usage he gets. And like Kev was mentioning too, a West Coast team traveling to the East Coast in these early games can, make for like a little bit of a, sloggy, groggy kind of start. So we like Edwards, stash him, hold him, and wait to see what happens. But hopefully this kind of forces the Raiders' hands in getting him more involved. Tyrod or Jordan Love for Cliff? I'm going Tyrod.
I think I am too. It's a little bit safer of a play.
Yeah. The Chiefs win today, right?
They fucking better.
I got a teaser with. I took the under in the Arizona game. So the teaser bumped the total up to like 51.5, 50.5, something like that. So I got the under on 51.5. The Chiefs went up from -7 to -1. And then I took the over in the Vikings-Ravens game. So the teaser dropped that down to like 44.5, I think. I like that one. Kojin 49 Bazanga. Sanders, Mike Will, AJ Brown, pick dose. I'm going with the latter 2. You throwing in Manny over Mike Will with your concerns with that Philly defense and how they play?
No, I think I think you go Mike Williams and AJ Brown.
Marcus, trade one of these guys so you don't have to worry about this on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, especially now that Lamar's had his bye, definitely trade. But it is a little tough with Herbert because he hasn't played well. You have to hope. I would go Lamar here, and then hope that Herbert kind of bounces back and has a solid game today. Because if he does, then I think you just look to trade him. Because, we always say, there's no reason to roster these two guys.
Yeah. Lamar this week. I hope Herbert bounces back and then ship him off. David wants to know, we need 2 here in a non-PPR. CMC, Williams, Eli, Pollard. I'm finally going to say CMC. Give me CMC and D. Will.
Yeah, it's CMC and Darrell Williams.
Murdoch needs 2. Mitchell, Scott, Melvin Gordon, Javonte, full PPR.
Mitchell and Boston Scott.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Mitchell and Scott as well. Sanders or Beasley? I'm going to go Sanders there. I think Sanders bounces back. Beasley banged up. Kev, I know you don't play FanDuel, but Giants, Raiders. Okay, I see. So Jacobs, Waller, Danny Dimes, Tony, Gano, and then Sanders or Beasley. I'm going Sanders there. Sanders?
Yeah, I think you go Sanders and Cash.
Then Carr in a full PPR, Julio, Tony, Boyd. I'm going to go Tony.
Yes.
Alexis, Gesicki or Kittle. I'm going Gesicki.
Yes.
Cousins or Danny Dimes. I'm going to go Cousins.
Yeah, I agree.
Hulk fart, Cooks or Debo. We're going to make Walito proud. I'm going Brandon Cooks.
I'm going Debo.
Oh, boy. I think Walito's still here, too, so 3, 2, 1. Walito taking off. Hillside, Mixon or CPAT? This is Mixon.
Yes.
Was that close for you, or were you looking at something else?
No, I think it's Joe Mixon. It's just frustrating with Joe Mixon. I wish they would use him more in the passing game, which they don't. Like every game this year, he's seen like 1 or fewer targets. I think he only has like 3 games this year where he's seen more than 1 target.
Firefox kid. Where's he going? What's he doing? Look at that. Not taking the dog out. You better teach that kid. CMC or Patterson. This is going to be CMC.
Yes.
Manny Sec joining us. Always appreciate Emmanuel coming through for us over there in, I think, West Africa, I believe. Happy Football Sunday to you. With Kyler and Tua out, should I start Brissett or Jimmy G? I'm going to go Brissett there.
Yeah.
And then we need one in the flex between Sutton, Edwards, and Williams. I'm going to go Sutton.
Darrell Williams.
I like Williams as well. Christian Palacelli, Galladay, or Rondell?
I feel like you just probably murdered that man's name.
No way. I nailed that.
Because I feel like it'd be like Paolo Celli.
Chelly. Christian, give us a phonetic spelling here of how this goes.
I'm gonna go Rondell Moore.
Yes. Hell yeah. Let's go. DP, yeah. Kevin's all about that.
100%. All in. It's Christian McCaffrey. We're not sitting Christian McCaffrey.
With DFS for you, Kev, just because we did have one DFS question here. Is that with you going nearly 100% on CMC, is that just game strategy there of thinking some people might not be on him? Are you trying to get an edge there? Obviously, you said you have CMC ranked number 1 this week, so you still believe in him as well. But is that why you're going as heavy on him? I'm just curious.
One on DraftKings, his price is $8K, which is significantly lower than that he ever is. I mean, he's normally in the 9 to really the 10K range. So getting him at $8K is an absolute steal. Yes, first game back, people are going to have the same thought process as you, Cody, which I get. People are going to just natural to be apprehensive to play somebody that they haven't seen in a while and think that there's an injury could reoccur. And so people are going to be less likely to play him. And so there's a big edge to be had there as well. His ownership is not going to be as high as what it should be. And so, I want all of the Christian McCaffrey.
T or Jarvis?
Jarvis Landry.
I would go T Higgins for upside. Jarvis, I think, is a little bit safer. I like T for the upside there, Jedi. So that's how I would break that one down. If you need more of a boom bust kind of play, higher ceiling play, I would go T. If you just need some safe points, I do like Jarvis this week, especially with his matchup in a game where they should be forced to throw a little bit. Jim needs 3, at least 1 running back. CPAT, McNichols, Jacobs, full PPR. I'm going Jacobs.
Yeah.
And then 2 more between those running backs, Jacoby, Renfro. Who do we like?
I'm going to go Patterson.
Need 1 more.
And Myers.
Oh Lord, that was not a very Christmassy look there from Santa Claus Kev. that was not a very happy holiday kind of look. Jermaine, I think this is you were on FanDuel, so I do like Josh Jacobs in cash. I have him in a cash game lineup as well, especially half PPR. You're not necessarily as worried about his pass game involvement in that matchup against the Giants. I do like Jacobs there. JB, Gage or Deontay Harris? Here we go, Kev. This one's for you, buddy.
I'm going to go Russell Gage. I think you could see Marshawn Lattimore be shadow Kyle Pitts.
Is he playing? I saw he was questionable.
I believe he's playing.
Okay.
And so Russell Gage, I would probably go Russell Gage.
Would you be concerned about playing Devontae?
No. He is going to see him and Aaron Jones are going to see a lot of targets.
Start 2 in a standard. Mixon, Aaron Jones, who you just mentioned, and Henderson.
I'm Aaron Jones.
Are we doing it? Are we going to say Henderson over Mixon?
Yep.
That's where I'm leaning as well. Like that matchup a lot better for Henderson specifically, especially in a standard. TS back with us. Haven't seen TS in these streets for a while. 1 PPR in the flex. Julio, Manny, Gordon. I'm going to go Manny Sanders.
Yep.
Christian, wait, who got it?
Yeah.
Who got it? CP, let us know. Was it Cody or Kev who got the name perfectly? Starters sit Devonta Smith. It's not Charlie, let us know what other options you have. It's not a great matchup by any means, but he's still seeing, outside of last week. My God, just so annoying that the Lions had no life in them last week. But he has been seeing, I think, for the majority of the time, 7 to 8 targets every single week. So not a great matchup. But let us know who else you might be able to to throw in there. Boom! Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. CP, if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, Charlie, let us know what other options you have. I think Smith is fine, but let us know if there's anybody else we could plug him in. DJ Moore or Josh Jacobs at the flex. Pats do usually take away the opposing main target. Darnold not playing too well. DJ Moore on the slide because of Darnold. I think Jacobs is safer.
Yeah, I would agree.
Emmy, we need 2 wide receivers and a flex. Okay, so really the only one and Boston Scott as well. So Scott and Darrell Williams, the running backs we have to worry about. 2 wide receivers, let's start there. Bateman, Higgins, Bobby, and Edwards and Ayuk.
So Brandon, what?
I was going to say it's going to be Woods and Higgins for me for the receivers.
It's going to be Higgins. And Woods, yeah. I actually switched Boston Scott out for Darrell Williams.
So who are the 3 you're going with?
Higgins and Woods and Darrell Williams.
Okay. I'm with that. Start Kittle or go with Cook, Arnold, Patty Fry?
I'm probably still going to go Kittle over these options, but I think Pat Freiermuth is close.
It's going to be Jared Cook for me. I like Cook in this matchup. Jermaine, if this is for DFS, if this is for FanDuel, I don't, especially if you're playing cash, because I don't think Galladay is safe. Coming back from injury on the outside, probably going to be seeing a lot of Hayward, right?
Yeah, I would assume.
So
that would be the case.
Yeah, I would not be starting Galladay honestly in any DFS or if you're setting lineups. Let's go. Hit us with that sub. Finally starting to get a little bit of traction here. Stalled out on the subs for a little bit. So if you guys could help us on our race to 3K, be very appreciative of that. Jim needs 1 flex here for the fiance. Wait, running back and 1 flex. Okay, 1 running back, 1 flex. Javonte.
Does it say running back and 2 flex?
He has 1 after that says 1 flex.
Oh, well, this is crucial because we can't let down the fiance, right? I mean, if she's upset that he's going to be, then he's going to be the bad guy, right?
Well, as long as it's not us. Do we really care?
So the running back is going to be Myles Gaskin, and that's where it gets close. In a flex, I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy.
I'm going to go with Williams. And if you do need a second flex, it would be Jeudy.
I will say this, that in the back of my head with Myles Gaskin, because he's supposed to be like he's going to be chalk today on DFS, and because it's such a great matchup against Houston. But it's almost like always when this stuff happens, when it's like everything lines up to be perfect, then like Salvon Ahmed is going to get like 20 touches today, and people are going to be tilting their face off. So, yeah, I am. I am a slightly. There is a little bit of nervousness to it, but I just think this is just an absolute. I mean, this is the best one of the best matchups you possibly can get for any running back. And so Myles Gaskin, whether they fall behind, he's going to be utilized in the passing game. Whether they get out to ahead, he's going to see the last 2 weeks. We've seen a lot of opportunities. I think he's averaging like 15 carries the last 2 games. So, yeah, I'm playing Myles Gaskin.
And then we're split if we need one flex. You like Judy, I like Williams, but I like both those guys as well, Jim. So maybe just tell your wife to close her eyes and just pick. That way none of us are at fault here. You can blame it on her. Brennan Griffin, full PPR, Cooper or Cooks in the flex? I'm going to go Amari. I do like Cooks this week. Walito, calm down. We do like Cooks, but I'm going to go Amari.
I'm going to go Brandon Cooks. I think it's close, but it's really close between the two of them. But, like, I just think game script line's a little bit better for Brandon Cooks. See a lot of targets. Tyrod's back, so.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I give the edge to Amari. Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, Rondell or Galladay? Rondell. Yep. The Ron. I can't believe we have the Ron with us.
You lucky SOB. How did you become the first Ron? Like that is impressive, you know? Hey.
Yeah. Thank you. What an honor and a privilege to have the Ron. We wanted the flex half PPR, Ayuk, Tajay, Higbee, Adrian Peterson.
We're going to go with the Ayuk.
Yes.
And also drop Tajay Sharp. You can do that. I think that's a thing you should do.
Zach, are we supposed to finish the lyric here? Is this one of those things where we start a story? When we go, and then Cav, do you get the next line?
2.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I didn't see the second comment here. When do we think Javonte is going to take over? I don't think it's happening this year. I do not think Javonte is taking over the backfield this year.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's still possible we see it. I think if it comes, it's going to have to come on the back of Javonte just having a game where he explodes, right? Where he rips off an 80-yard touchdown to start the game, and then they just kind of feed him, and he just goes off for him to really truly take over the backfield, or obviously an injury to Melvin Gordon. I think right now they're probably at the spot where they feel like they're still kind of in it. I think the only reason they traded Von Miller was because they probably didn't think they were going to re-sign him next year. And getting a second and third round pick is just, that's a lot.
Yeah.
For a guy that you likely weren't going to bring back. And so that's all the moves they made. And so I think right now they still view themselves as being in it. I think as soon as that happens, that they likely lose today. And then you're talking about probably, they lose it. If they lose a couple more and they're kind of out of it, I think then you could really towards the back half fantasy playoff season, it wouldn't shock me if Javonte just takes over. That's when it happens. But I figured it would happen much sooner. But let NFL coaches be NFL coaches, because it's not even that Melvin Gordon has been bad, because that really hasn't been the case. He's been okay. But Javonte Williams, if you look at all of his other numbers, he has been one of the most explosive running backs in the league. He just is not getting the proper touches that he should. Yeah. He should be the lead back. But yeah.
Yeah, this should have happened 3-4 weeks ago, to be honest. But they did have who was it, Fuller? I think they were looking to trade as well. So who knows with that team? But I don't think we were getting the full Javonte experience this year. Dynasty, go out and buy him if you can in Dynasty.
I think there's a chance. I think just in terms of redraft next year too. I think he's probably a top 12 running back next year.
Ooh. There we go. Little crystal ball redraft 2022. That's why you're all here. AK needs 3 of these: Sutton, Landry, Cooper, Tony, Bateman, Myers, Marvin. Cooper,
Landry, and Sutton.
I'm going to go Tony over Sutton, but it's close. I just think with Tony probably sees some more targets. I like his matchup in the slot a little bit better. Joey, pick 1.5 PPR. Joey, is there supposed to be a third option here, or is it just Davis and Wilson? Is Wilson active? I know he came off of IR. Is he active today? Okay, yeah, expected to play. I think I might go. Okay, one of the other ones is Carlos Hyde. So Hyde, Davis, Wilson. Half PPR.
I'd go Hyde. Listen, as far as on the ground, I don't love it for him, but I just think there's a possibility where he sees another, 6 to 8 targets, and so it is half point. So it's that the receptions aren't as big of a deal, but I just have no idea what Jeff Wilson's going to do. I don't think he's somebody that I still think it's Elijah Mitchell's backfield. And as long as he can come out of this, I think he's still going to get most of those touches. I think Jeff Wilson could max in for some of the pass catching work. But I just don't think you can trust it. And then Mike Davis, I don't want to play a running back against the Saints.
Yeah, I agree. It feels gross. I never thought I would say Carlos Hyde this year, but here we are. Emmanuel needs one wide receiver and a flex here. DJ Moore, Julio, Bobby Trees, Damian Harris.
DJ Moore and Bobby Trees.
Same for me. Thoughts on the Titans backfield? I want McNichols, and I'm not really interested in Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I'm not either. I know I've seen some people try to talk people, into Adrian Peterson, and I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah. Tyrod or Brissett for Braden? See, we thought Robbie was supposed to be handling the Discord, but
yeah, no, he sits there and tries to say, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and then he doesn't even do it. You think you know some people sometimes, but Yeah. I'm going to go Tyrod.
Yeah, me too. I like Tyrod there. Would we start CMC over Henderson?
Yes.
This is a situation where I would go Henderson, but that's just me, my risk tolerance. Everything Kev said has made some sense, but I think Henderson isn't a good enough matchup. He's been putting up good enough production that CMC shouldn't completely smash and demolish what Henderson does. I don't think. That's kind of where I lean. This isn't like a Hyde CMC, you know what I mean? That kind of situation. So I would go Henderson. It all just depends on your risk tolerance. Kev is all about that CMC life. This week, I'm dipping my toes into the water, but I'm not diving into the deep end the way that Kev is. Colt McCoy or a Teddy B. We're going Teddy B. Tyler wants to know Kirk or Marvin Jones in a full PPR. I'm going to go Marvin here.
Yeah.
Boston Scott, Adrian Peterson, full PPR. I'm going to go Boston Scott.
Yep.
And last one here from Bryce, Harris, Edmonds, Eli, full PPR pick 2. Edmonds for sure.
And Eli.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Eli 2. Nick has
got it.
That hair. Yeah, got her for me as well.
It's CMC.
Yeah, this is still okay. Yeah, still not Colt McCoy. Pest control. Just whoever you throw up there. Not Colt McCoy. Still Tyrod. CMC are mixing in a standard.
CMC.
There you have it, guys. Happy Sunday. Good luck to all of you. We're going to hop off. We have some lineups to set of our own. If you have any last-minute questions, jump into the Discord. Kevin and I will be free now since Robbie isn't answering or helping us out. We'll help you out in the Discord. Appreciate all of you. Waivers coming either. Are we going to go live tonight, Kev?
Yeah, sorry, not tonight. Yeah.
So first look at Week 10 waivers entering the double digits. We'll be going live at halftime of the Sunday night football game to give you guys that first peek. So again, jump to the Discord with any questions, and we will catch you guys tonight live at halftime of the Sunday night football game. Good luck, and we'll talk to you all soon.